How many of you have seen a Two Cellos video or concert before? Just a few. So for most of you, that was the first time that you've seen something kind of like that. I actually had the opportunity to see them in concert over the summertime, not too far from here at an outdoor venue called Wolf Trap, and their concerts are a lot of fun. I thought it would be kind of appropriate maybe to show that video before a talk about innovation. One is because that cello has been around for 500 years. ATPCO's only been around for 50. But in many ways, we're learning to play ATPCO a little bit differently than we have in the past. And not only is there a lot of opportunity to reach new audiences, to do new things, to address things in new ways, to me that was exemplified in that video to a large degree. We need to play the cello at ATPCO a little bit differently. We need to approach it differently than we have in the past. We want you all as our customers to challenge us in new ways, to innovate and be successful and solve problems in the industry in new and different and exciting ways. And to me, that was a really good example of how you can take something that maybe has been interpreted or pigeonholed as one thing and really turn it into something else to reach new audiences, to solve new problems, to really entertain in a different way. And that's why ATPCO is here, is to solve your problems in an innovative way. So what I would like to talk about for the next few minutes is ATPCO as a platform for innovation. So when we talk about innovation, innovation to me is just creatively creating value through the implementation of something new. You can do that through process, you can do that through technology, you can do that through people. There are lots of different ways in which we can innovate. But if we are creatively creating something new, creating value through the implementation of something new, then I believe that we're innovating. We can do it as an industry, we can do it together. Why is ATPCO poised to be this platform for innovation? What makes us think that we can be your partners to help solve these problems? We believe that there are several reasons why we're positioned to do this. One, there's unrivaled expertise at ATPCO. We have a lot of people in technology and a lot of people in business that understand our role in the industry, that understand pricing, that understand distribution, that understand NDC, that have the experience to bring to bear to solve the industry's problems of the future. We also believe that we are extremely technology savvy in a lot of ways. We have engineered over the last couple of years a brand new platform for innovation. That platform had to have several unique attributes in order to become the basis for innovation in the future. Number one, it had to obviously be a 24/7 platform. It had to be deployed anywhere. It had to be deployed in our data center. It had to be deployed in the cloud. It had to be deployed in other data centers. It had to have the same technology goals that any other modern system has today. We have engineered that, but it goes beyond that. Number one, it had to have fast feedback for our developers, for our customers, for everybody working on it. The system had to have a rapid deployment to production. Anything that we do has to get to production faster. Rolf mentioned earlier delivering value faster. Our platform of the future is built to deliver that value faster. Number three, industry owned. ATPCO sees you all as partners in the industry. We want to not only do what's reliable, but we want to do what works. We believe that if we innovate with you, that whatever we achieve has to be reliable, has to be practical, and has to work in the industry. It has to leverage the new, it has to leverage the old, it has to come together and be a solution that works for all of us. We're not bigots of one particular technology. We think that cloud's important, we think that AI is important, machine learning is important. All of these technologies are important, but none of them are relevant until they solve a real problem for you, until they're in production and work for you in a real solution. And at ATPCO, we are focused on not only understanding those technologies and how they solve those problems, but ensuring that they work for you in the future and always. So when I say ATPCO can be a platform for innovation, what do I mean by a platform? A platform, to me, means an ecosystem. An ecosystem that creates value for its customers. An ecosystem uses value created by customers and is a 1 + 1 = 3 kind of equation. It's all about deriving value from that ecosystem for all of you and multiplying the value creation. not only from the inside out, not only ATPCO determining what a solution might look like, but through partnership from the outside in, by leveraging all of you all, the knowledge in this room and the knowledge at ATPCO to create that ecosystem together in which we solve problems. We believe that that is the most important way to innovate, not ATPCO off by itself, but ATPCO as partners with the industry to solve the problems of the industry, to innovate those new solutions, to take advantage of the expertise that exists at ATPCO, to take advantage of the technology platforms that exist, and to innovate together. For that platform to be successful, 1, it has to be open. 2, it has to be API accessible for integration into as many systems as possible. 3, it has to be developer supported. In order for that system to work in the industry, we need to support the deep integration, and it has to enable rapid innovation. We believe that we've created that platform. How do we know that we've created that platform? Number 1, it's in production today. It's working. It was the basis of our carrier-imposed fees application. It will be the basis of all of our new products and services moving forward. We believe that that platform is the platform that will enable ATPCO to innovate with all of you. Leverage is an important concept. As a platform for innovation, we must be able to leverage the knowledge in ATPCO and leverage the knowledge in the industry. Leverage, to me, is a high rate of return for a relatively low investment. Rolf mentioned a figure early in his keynote address this morning. He said that ATPCO, the cost to run ATPCO is 1/10 of 1 penny of the industry revenues that it helps to generate. 1/10 of 1 penny. To me, that exemplifies what we mean when we say leverage. How can an industry organization efficiently innovate with the cooperation of its customers in order to provide value in the industry for the most efficient cost that it can? To me, that exemplifies the leverage that we're able to create at ATPCO to build those solutions and to deliver them to the industry. So if we take all of those thoughts in turn, we talk about innovation, we talk about what a platform is, we talk about ATPCO being a platform for innovation. What happens when we put all those together and expose those kinds of ideas to our customers and even to our employees? To find out for our employees, we decided to do something called a hackathon. Many of you have heard of hackathons before, maybe even participated in hackathons before. This was the first time that we at ATPCO had done this. We weren't sure what the participation would be like. We didn't know whether anybody would actually be interested in it or not, although there was some interest in doing it. We were quite literally blown away with the response that we got. For our first hackathon, we had 14 teams participate, made up of 80 people. In a company of 450, 80 people participating on a hackathon over a weekend was a pretty incredible response. That's actually larger than most industry hackathons tend to be. They had to define a business problem, they had to create a solution around that business problem, and they had a Friday and a Saturday morning. Many of them worked through the night in order to bring that solution to life and be able to demonstrate it. They used a variety of approaches, a variety of technologies at ATPCO. We had solutions build APIs, use serverless architectures, use Hadoop, use BI tools, use all kinds of new and innovating things on top of ATPCO's existing APIs, on top of ATPCO's existing data, on top of the engines that had been built at ATPCO. They really created a lot of interesting solutions.